there to help her.
I wouldn't worry about Margot, Tom. She's not going to take any guff from anybody when she knows she's right. That's why we love her.
I certainly hope the grand jury sees things her way.
I'm sure they will.
However, she's always said that you had to be in the room with Casey that night to understand.
I don't want to be kept alive on a machine. Get it? Hadley, I need the living will. If anything happens, if I slip into a coma before it's set, I don't want to be kept alive with no hope. I won't be a vegetable. Please. I'm counting on you.
This is Jim Fitzgerald, the Attorney General. Because of the special nature of the case, he will be assisting me.
Hello, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Detective Hughes will try to keep this thing moving as much as we can under the circumstances.
Marshal, will you swear in the witness, please?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I so swear.
Lily's saying goodbye to Holden. I didn't want to get in the way.
Well, I've got to go in and take a shower.
I guess that copy of Jenny's birth certificate hasn't arrived yet.
I just sent away for it yesterday. It's going to take a couple weeks.
Well, in that case, you might as well just ask your ex for the original when he gets back from that vacation.
What am I supposed to tell him that this is for?
You're the queen of tall tales. You figure it out.
Why don't you just forget it?
Hey, would you rather I tell him myself?
Hey, what are you two doing standing out here? Well, me and Holden are saying goodbye. We didn't want to interrupt.
Well, don't you think you ought to, see Gavin before you go back and see Angel's father in Chicago?
I think that this is best, but thanks for telling me about his interest.
Holden, sweetheart, you better get a move on. You're going to miss your
I will,
train.
Mama.
I was just wishing Holden all the best.
Hey, well, listen, I hope you'll call us before you head back to England.
I certainly will, and I'm glad things have worked out for you. Thanks. And I'm glad to finally have met you.
Yes, you too. Come back and see us again, handsome.
I'll try.
All right?
I'll try.
Lily, I hear that you and Link might fly down to Houston together.
Yeah, if we can find a good time to go.
I got
Hey, this is Hey, Lincoln, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? This is my welcoming committee.
Yes, it is. What you doing back here?
Well, I got tired of twiddling my thumbs waiting for Lincoln and Lily to let me know about Houston, so I decided to fly up here and carry them down myself. That is, if I can get them to make up their minds. What do you think?
It's fine by me. It's really up to Lily.
Jess, how long do you think Margot's going to be in there?
Oh, my guess would be quite a while since they told all the other witnesses they probably wouldn't testify till tomorrow.
I just hope she can handle the stress.
Yeah, me too. But she's convinced she did the right thing, so I'm sure that'll help. Listen, I gotta call the office. Excuse me.
Listen, Franny, I know why you're worried about Margot. She told me about the baby just before she went in.
Oh, I didn't realize that she was telling anybody besides family.
Well, she said I was family.
I think it's hardest on Tom. He doesn't know what's going on and can't do anything to help.
Yeah.
You're going to wear your shoes out, you know that?
Yeah, I can't seem to sit still.
See, this article about Philip Lombard, is that going to have a big effect in your case against him?
It could. It opens up a whole new can of worms.
The stuff about his wife, that's fabrication, right?
Absolutely. It still has to be refuted. See, Lombard's desperate right now. He's trying to cast doubt on our primary witness. Do you have any idea why Lucinda would print that?
Oh, no, I haven't. She does what she wants to do, and that's about...
Excuse me. It's okay, officer. You can let her in.
Thank you.
Hi.
Did I miss Margot?
She just got called in a few minutes ago.
Craig called me. He wanted me to be here. I'm sorry I missed her.
It's okay. I'll let her know you're here.
Hey, what's the deal on this article about Philip Lombard?
It's your wife. Your wife did it all. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Hi, honey. Where did Duke disappear to?
Well, he's writing a letter to the Attorney General. He thinks Mr. Wallace is stacking a case against Margot. Only calling in people who don't agree with what she did.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to get as many people to sign it as possible. People who were close to Casey got questioned by Mr. Wallace. but who aren't being called in.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I just hope it's going to help Margot's case.
Well, what would help Margot more than anything else right now is for her to know that someday Lila's going to forgive her for what she did.
I don't have a lot of time. I have to make sure you know what to do.
Look, Casey, you know that I would do anything for you, but you are asking me to be responsible for a decision I am not qualified to make.
Always remember, it's not your decision, it's mine. If I could unplug the machine, I would.
Look, maybe it won't happen.
I'll tell you what will happen. I'll start to not make sense in a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or
Joe,
two.
do you know
at
we're
most.
alive?
My brain will stop sending messages. My system will start to give out. Purcell.
How can you listen to that?
Leon.
Casey wasn't in his right mind.
No!
Respirator.
Casey was very, very sick, but he was certainly in his right mind. Listen to our son!
No!
Look, you have to listen to this. You'll never be free of it.
Sorry, I asked you to do this.
Casey would have wanted.
I couldn't deal with it. My folks wouldn't ever. And Duke would be ruined in his career. Be reasonable and realistic. You're it.
I think I can tell you a little bit more about that painting of yours.
Does this mean that you've heard something more from Brian McCall about the painting? Or something more from the police about Madeline Lord?
Neither. But if you'll just take the exact measurements of the canvas and get back to me, I'd appreciate it.
Fine. I'll have Jane measure it immediately.
Thank you, Lucinda.
What's going on?
Oh, right now, nothing more than a crazy hunch.
About what?
Well, I'd rather not make a fool of myself. Let's give Lucinda a chance to call me back. I can tell you this. It has to do with what you saw in my painting, that it was different when it was stolen and then returned.
Well, yes, it was different. Thank God Colin was here to repair it.
Aye, Colin. It always comes back to Crowley, doesn't it?
What does? What are you talking about?
McKechnie.
It is I. I have the measurements.
Great. What are they? Uh-huh. And a half. Very good. Thank you, Lucinda.
Duncan, I paid a packet for that sergeant. If you tell me that it's stolen, I am not going to be at all happy.
Don't worry, Lucinda. I promise I'll get right back to you. Let's see here.
What is going on? I mean,
Hold on to this painting for me, will you?
Sure, I'll hold on to it, but what are the measurements for? What do you...
Well, let's see.
Hold it.
Aha! Aha what? Sabrina, just answer one thing. Does Colin have anything to do with this in any way? Now, look, you've got your mother and me very worried. We feel so cut off from you. Why don't you come home for a visit? But
She did the same thing with me, just started to cry.
What? Well, certainly they don't suspect you. I mean, why would you get involved in anything like that? Look, honey, just... All right, then call us back. Look, we love you and we miss you. But please, will you call us back? Bye-bye. Well, she starts to cry and then she can't talk.
What, a suspector of what?
Some inspector from Scotland Yard questioned her about the theft of some paintings.
Sabrina?
Well, certainly they don't think that she's got anything to do with it, but obviously it upset her.
Obviously. She said she wouldn't come back here for a visit?
She said she won't come back to Oakdale as long as Colin is here.
Lord. Well, maybe one of us should go over there.
Oh, well, let's wait and see what she says when she calls back.
But you heard her. Something could be terribly wrong.
Yeah, but I don't think one of us running off to England is going to help anything.
Yeah, but she's clearly frightened, and I'll bet you anything in the world that Colin is involved, because every time I mentioned his name, she'd keep crying. Harder and harder.
Hello? Anybody home? Hello, Larry. What can I do for you?
I was hoping I could talk to you both for a few minutes, if it's not a bad time.
Brian, I've never stopped loving you.
Barbara.
And I've seen through my pride and my insecurities. And if you just give me another chance, I promise I'll prove to you how wrong I was to ever let you go and how much I love you so much.
Barbara.
Brian, did I hear the door?
Brian?
Are you sure it's safe to meet here?
Lisa's at Fashions. She won't be back till after 5. So we have an hour to say goodbye. If that's what you want us to say.
Well, I'm glad you're here taking care of my family, Cal.
Well, I'm just glad I finally got a chance to get to know Emma's youngest son. You take care of yourself, boy, because your mama worries about you.
Oh, I will. Well, this is getting to be a record goodbye, even for the Snyders. I gotta get going.
No, I'm gonna walk you out to the car. No arguments.
You won't get any.
Adios, Holden. Bye-bye.
Will you let me know if you talk to Gavin?
I will. And it may come to that, knowing Henry Lang.
Well, it'll probably be better for your marriage in the long run. Who knows? We may end up working together. That is, if M&A succeeds in nabbing Gavin as a client.
Guess we might. Well, good luck.
No, I'm walking you out to the car.
No, I just want to say goodbye here. I like the idea of you being with my family, them looking after you, till I can come back someday.
I still love you. Even more.
Lily. It's Allie on the phone.
Okay. So, tell me. Well, Lily, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you sooner, but I just now made the decision. I hope you understand.
Well, the letter's all drawn up. I actually got a bunch of signatures. Let's see, Dr. Purcell, Casey's nurses, Susan, and Gary Podvitz, too.
Uh-huh.
You know, he talked to some of the vets at the VA hospital. He said Wallace isn't asking any of them to testify either.
Well, you sound like you've been very busy on your day off.
Yeah, I am so proud of you.
Well, it's been great. I mean, I finally feel like I can do something to help. Yeah. You know, using the system instead of letting it roll all over me. Actually, is Margaret around? I was hoping to tell her about it. Is it too late?
She went in about half an hour ago.
Yeah, it must seem like a lot longer to my father.
Well, listen, I'm gonna head home and see how things are going there. Will you call me if there's any news?
Yeah. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome, sweetie. Hey, everything is gonna be fine. I know it.
Franny, remember what I said about Sean.
I will, Jess. Thank you. Hang in there, bro.
See you, Franny.
Bye-bye.
Why did I ever disqualify myself from this investigation?
Tom, you know the Attorney General would have taken you off the case right away anyway.
This makes me feel so helpless.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Margot's my client, and I'm stuck out here.
Yeah, well, Wallace is in there trying to talk her into a trap that'll get him an indictment.
And so, after I left Casey's room, I was trying to get a hold of my husband in Washington, but I couldn't get through to him. So I went over to my father-in-law's house, who was also on the staff at Memorial and was a very dear friend of Casey's. But the house was dark, so I then went back to the hospital, and I went to the chapel, and I saw Casey's mother there praying for a miracle, and I knew then that Casey was right. She was never going to let him be taken off those machines, no matter what my mother had decided to do. So then Mrs. Peretti left the chapel, and I sat down, and I prayed for guidance. I'm really not a very religious person, but well. Anyway, then I went back to Casey's room, and I saw the monitors he had pointed out to me, the ones that register brain activity, and the line was flat, just as he had predicted. And I knew then that Casey's brain was dead. So I turned off the alarm and I disconnected the respirator. And I kissed Casey goodbye. And I left the front.
I'm sure this is very difficult for you to relive.
Yeah, well, I relive it a lot. I think I will for the rest of my life.
I wouldn't be surprised. But can you tell the jury now when you next spoke to your mother?
Yeah, later that night, my husband returned unexpectedly from Washington. And he drove me over there.
To your mother's?
Yes. I wanted to tell her myself.
That must have taken a great deal of courage. Will you tell the jury how your mother reacted to the news?
She didn't understand.
What you had done?
No. Excuse me?
She wasn't able to understand what you had done?
Oh, no, she understood what I had done.
Then what was it she couldn't understand?
Why I did it.
What did she say?
She said it should have been her decision.
I think that's a point we can all understand.
It'll take 2 or maybe 3 minutes to deplete my oxygen, okay? And at that point, the alarm is gonna sound, but it'll be too late, okay?
Okay. Here. Come on. Casey.
No, I'm not finished.
Come on.
I'm not finished.
Turn it off. Just turn it off.
I just want to be damn sure that none of our reporters' badges get used.
Why was Duncan measuring the portrait when I came in?
Oh, I don't know. It had something to do with that painting that Lucinda bought from that poor dead woman we found, though.
Crowley, I'm sorry. I didn't have a chance to greet you properly. How are you, lad?
That's all right. I noticed you were busy measuring the portrait as I came in.
Aye, well, I'm thinking of reframing both of them.
Duncan, Colin picked out those frames specially.
Oh, I think you'll like the frame I have in mind even more.
Well, I must be off to the Mona Lisa. Some work to do in the court.
No, Colin, please. Join us for a wee draught of sherry, will you?
Bit early for a drink for me, old man.
Uh-huh. Excuse me. It's Lucinda and her chauffeur Fenwick with the landscape that you recently cleaned, Crowley.
Why are they bringing it here?
Oh, well, she just wants to ascertain whether or not it was stolen, and she wants to compare notes on Madeline Lord. So you have to stay, because you were the one that saw the woman in the Mona Lisa.
Wait a minute. How did you get in here earlier when the security system was on?
Give me a key, remember?
Hi, that reminds me. What happened to that music box that Colin gave you? You know, the one that played that strange tune that's been whistled around here and over the phone.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a number of days.
Well, I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Oh, well, perhaps it was stolen the night the place was turned upside down. The night we thought you were the victim of foul play.
Well, hello. Here we are. Hello, Colin. Well,
Hello.
here it is. You wanted it. You got it. Where'd you want it? There? Fenwick, put
Fine, right here.
So would you like some tea? I'd love some tea.
I'll make the
All
drinks.
right,
You
Fenwick.
entertain your guests.
Let me double-check these measurements here.
Do you have any idea what goes on in your husband's mind? What this is all about?
No, actually I don't, but I've learned not to ask. He has his own time frame for uncovering life's little mysteries.
Oh, good. That gives us a chance to dish. We haven't talked about Gavin Kruger, your old friend. He certainly is charming, plays his cards close to his chest.
Jane's measurements seem to be off by 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Jane sometimes is off.
McKechnie.
Mr. McKechnie, my name is Edward Deming. I'm with Riverfront Realty Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Duncan, if you've done what you need to do, I'm going to have Fenwick take the painting down.
Mm-hmm.
Put it back in the car, all right, Fenwick?
Mr. Deming, if this is another offer on my property here in the warehouse down by the river, as I told you last September, I'm not interested.
We're prepared to raise our offer by $500,000.
I'm still not interested. Of course they're prepared to raise the offer. They've bought up every piece of property in the surrounding area. Of course they'll raise the offer. Where's the tea?
Oh, no, I'll see what's keeping Colin.
And I'll see how Fenwick's doing with the paint.
Colin? Colin? He's not there. Duncan, listen, I'm worried about him.
Well, don't worry about Colin. I just baited a little trap for him, which he just walked right into. What I'm worried about right now is Fenwick with that painting. Fenwick!
I never meant to cause problems between you and Beatrice.
You didn't cause them, Barbara.
You still love her very much, don't you? And go home. Go home to Scotland. Don't worry about me.
With Franco here, impossible.
I can handle Franco. As soon as I finish these designs for his new line, he'll go back to Rome.
I'd like to believe that. I wish you'd called me the minute you got to Rome instead of him.
Oh, Brian, don't. What's done is done. Anyway, I'm home with the man I love, my son, my career. I just wish the same happiness for you.
I was thinking earlier about all the trouble that we had when we were together.
Don't. We can't turn back the clock now. I just know that wherever we are in this world, we will always care for each other.
You're more beautiful than I've ever seen you. It's so hard to say goodbye.
I would have done this sooner, but I wanted a chance to speak to you both at the same time. Look, as far as this job is concerned, this came up rather suddenly.
How much does Franny being here have to do with your decision?
A lot, actually. But I promise you both, I am not here to annoy Franny or to interfere in her life in any way.
I hope not, Larry. Franny never did tell us the details of why you two broke up. But she was very hurt, very disillusioned when she came back here last fall.
Well, I'm to blame. I admit it. It's just that, well, back then, Franny and I were coming from very different places. She wanted to get married. She wanted to have a family. Marriage like you two have. Me, well, my parents split up my last year of med school. So you can understand that I didn't think marriage was anything to get too excited about. Then Franny and I broke up. She left Boston. And I realized I'd never been happier. The truth is, I'm in love with your daughter. All I want is a chance to let her know how I really feel.
Mom? Dad? Larry.
Franny. Hi.
Before you change your mind, Lincoln, why don't you drop by my place a little bit later on? I got a couple things I need to go over with you.
I will.
All right.
Lily, can I talk to you on the porch for a minute?
Oh, sure. Excuse me. What's up?
know that seeing Holden again brought up a lot of old feelings for you.
Well...
I know it, Lily. You know, I know you too well. I think it was a good thing that Angel showed up when she did. I want you to be happy, I really do. And, well, Link's okay. But I think you should... Well, I just don't want to see you rush into anything.
Are you thinking about what happened between you and I?
Maybe. I just don't want to see you get hurt again.
You are a good friend, Caleb Snyder.
So are you, Lily Walsh.
Oh.
Listen, I gotta go back to work, okay? Tell Julie where I am when she gets out of the shower, would you?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head back into town. What are your plans?
I'm gonna finish my lemonade and head on over to Cal's.
Well, I'm glad you decided to wait so I could go to Houston with you.
I won't wait forever.
I'm not asking you to.
It's Holden. Well, maybe yours will be.
Where's everybody?
Out.
Let go of me!
You know, I found out more about you last night. Talking to this guy, Duke.
Well, don't believe everything you hear from Duke.
String of bodies is a lot longer than I thought, Julie. I heard about Andy Dixon, too. You sent him straight to the bottle, didn't you? Now, just how long before you do the same to Caleb?
I love Caleb!
Yeah?
Yeah!
Well, I'll be watching. And the first sign I see of Caleb being next on your list, I'll be spilling my guts to Cal and Caleb both.
I'll tell you, it was really tough going through all of Casey's stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm just glad it was you and not my grandmother who had to deal with that.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad I got that letter to concentrate on now. Just hope it helps.
Ellie, can I talk to you about that article in your magazine?
Oh, that's not my magazine. That's Lucinda. She pulled a fast one on Kirk and me. That article is disgusting.
Why would she publish it?
I don't know. All I can figure is there's something in it for her, but I don't know what.
Oh, hi, darling.
Hello, dear.
Hello. How's it going? Oh, dear. It's not going well. Oh.
We're not sure yet. No, I believe Tom is upset about this Philip Lombard story. It's a pack of lies. It's a cheap, tawdry thing to write. Why do you write stuff like that?
Nice to me. I have come here in an un-air-conditioned cab because of Fenwick.
Well,
I took Fenwick to McKechnie's with the painting, the sergeant painting. He wanted to look at it. I sent him downstairs with the painting, and somebody came up behind him and hit him on the head. Yes, cruelly hurt him and stole my painting.
He was hurt?
Yes.
He's hurt?
Yes. No, he's all right. Didn't touch his face. I called the police. I called the insurance company. It's hot.
Lucinda, listen, I think you should know I spoke to Scotland Yard about half an hour ago. They have no record of any Henry Lord or Madeline Lord, titled or untitled, with or without an art collection.
Well, who is this damn woman in McKechnie's warehouse? The dead woman?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. What's Ellie doing here?
I don't know. Why didn't you talk to her?
I guess I better. Ellie, dear, I'm surprised to see you. I thought I'd take this opportunity to ask you, do I get the apology or do I get the resignation? Time's running out.
Well, according to that clock, I've got 10 minutes.
Oh, I know, Tom. Waiting's the worst.
She's been in there for 2 hours. Tomorrow they hear Casey's mom, then Lila. I think Duke's right. Wallace is stacking the deck.
Oh, look who just woke up.
Where's Maureen?
Well, she was feeling a little bit shaky. She took a walk, I think, down to St. Anne's.
She gonna be okay?
I hope so. I thought I'd better follow after her, if you don't mind.
No, that's okay. I'll be fine. Say Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa. Well, Katie did. We haven't been in this room since Daddy's been gone. Yeah, you know what this is? It's a tape recorder. This is a tape recorder, and Daddy left you a very important message for you. Just for you. Do you want to hear it? Huh?
When you look up in the sky and you see a shooting star, that's a kiss from me. And when you wake up from a good dream, feeling warm and safe, that's a bear hug from me. Okay? I love you very much. With all my heart. And I always will.
So, with an excellent record, can you tell the jury how many lives you have been forced to take? That is, if you can remember.
Yes, 3. All in the line of duty.
Mr. Fitzgerald, do you have any further questions?
Yes, I do. Detective Hughes, several times today you've stated that you and Dr. Peretti had a special relationship. Can you tell us what you were thinking when you turned off that alarm and then unplugged his respirator?
Yes, I was only thinking of Casey's repeated pleas not to be kept alive on those machines.
Can you tell us if you were thinking about what your mother's reaction might be?
Yes.
Did you think at that time that you were breaking the laws of this state? Laws that you were sworn to uphold?
No, I didn't.
Well, isn't that strange? Considering the fact that you are a police detective with years of excellent service?
I didn't think of that. I was only thinking of Casey and the people he loved.
Thank you, Detective Hughes.
Would any of the jurors like to ask Detective Hughes a question? Yes?
Detective Hughes, in all the weeks since you disconnected Dr. Peretti's respirator, have you ever once thought that maybe you were wrong?
No. No, never, not once.
Come on, Franny, don't be upset with me. I just thought I owed it to your folks to say a word about why I'm here.
Larry, all I can think about right now is Margot having to face that grand jury, okay?
Well, I hope you have some good news.
Do you really expect me to believe that you changed that much?
You'd be surprised. I wish you'd just give me a chance. I guess I'll see you around the hospital.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Well, you sounded sincere.
I don't know about that. Listen, tell me what Sabrina had to say when she called. Daddy, if that's Sean, I'll take you in the house, okay?
Okay. Hello? Penny! Hi. Sabrina called her. It's good to hear your voice, too. Well, I gotta tell you, we're all baffled about this. What? Oh, I get it. Okay, and thanks. And let us know as soon as you know anything, all right? Okay, goodbye. Take care. Sabrina called Penny because she was brought in for questioning again.
Oh, Lord. You know, it sounds as if she needs a lawyer.
Well, that's why she called Penny, so Penny could get a hold of her solicitor. She's on the way to Scotland Yard right now.
Well, then one of us definitely has to go.
No, I think we should wait.
Now, look, you know how independent Sabrina is. If she's turning to the family, then it must mean that she really is frightened, and we should be there.
I can't go away right now. I just came back from L.A.
Daddy, I could probably get some time off.
No. I'll take Chris and go myself. I'll stay with Penny.
I was hoping we could start counseling tomorrow.
I know. But this certainly is going to be settled quickly. Please do me a favor and see if you can get me a plane reservation, okay?
No, I'm sorry, Detective Higgins. I don't have Crowley's new address. But if you come over here right now, I can provide you with all the details. Right, Char?
How about providing me with some details?
Well, Lassie, I don't have everything in place yet, all the pieces, but I can tell you this much. Last fall, when Crowley did my portrait, he painted it over that rare Sargent landscape, so we, his unwitting mules, would smuggle it out of England for him.
What? Duncan, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm afraid it does. That's why our portraits were stolen. And that's why you noticed a difference when they were returned. He'd redone my portrait on another canvas. And today, Crowley stole the painting again after hitting Fenwick over the head.
But what about the dead woman, the whistling, the handkerchief?
Lassie, it's all connected. And I don't know how, but as soon as Crowley is in custody, I'm going to get some answers.
Very funny. All right, I've stolen back the painting, and you have Lucinda's money, so I think you...
Very good. And the painting, too. Now, I have something for you.
But legally, they've gotta protect the hospital. That means putting me on life support and forcing your mother to make the decision. My mom would never let her do it.
Look, Casey, I'm gonna go try and find John, and maybe he and I can put together some sort of...
No. There's a chance I'll be in a coma.
Hard to listen to, isn't it?
Never mind. They put me on life support.
Whoa, you have to understand
show
now.
that I'm alive.
This is what Margot's been telling us all along.
Just check.
No, Joe. I don't believe Margot had the right to take our son's life.
A flat line. My brain would be dead.
Why? Why would Lily do that to me?
Huh?
My daughter.
I'm a little bit more concerned about my daughter right now.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I've had better days. Tom, what is Mama doing here?
I don't know.